Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Well. What do we have here? Keir Starmer had to step down. Wow, he finally did it. He was supposed to step down before and right after the protests, but he didn't. He said he would, but he didn't. And now, boom, today he announced that he's stepping down. Wow. So you see on the left hand side is one of the many tweets about it, talking about why he's removed. And so I guess that means the Child Safety Act isn't happening. Ooh, that's a reason to celebrate. And on the lower right, you'll see is my vote for the Sussex Squad member or terrorist member who is most likely Meghan Markle, where she writes, "I've never understood what people have against this man." And it just so happens, I was thinking the last time he was supposed to step down and didn't do it. But after that, he pushes the Child Safety Act, the Digital ID Act. Harry and Meghan, oh my goodness, they were over the moon. They were so happy. They published articles in People magazine and everywhere else saying how great this is, and they support it. And they're all smiles. And they welcomed it and they wanted more. They're like, "Oh, we need more. We welcome the Keir Starmer's ban, but it's a step in the right direction, but it doesn't fix the problem. We need more censorship, right?" So Harry and Meghan endorse him. And then after Harry and Meghan endorse him, then he steps down, right? So am I the only one seeing this as a markling? I think this is the latest example of being markled. It has to be. There's no other explanation. When thousands of British people went and protested about the gangs and all the issues going on, he never stepped down. Harry and Meghan endorse him. Boom, he steps down. So you tell me. You tell me. I think he was markled. I think the Markle curse has worked again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's all I have to say. Happened again. He was markled. I'm telling you, this is the latest example. He was markled. You get endorsed by Harry and Meghan, you're doomed. You're going down. That's all I got to tell you. Beware. You do not want the endorsement of Harry and Meghan or Archwell or James Holtz or Imran Ahmed. They're all good. They're all getting markled. I think NATO is going to get markled too. I predicted that one a long time ago after NATO invited them, to Harry to speak to them. It's just a matter of time. TikTok. I know it's going to happen. I just know it. I feel it. Anyone supporting Harry and Meghan, World Health Organization, they're ultimately going to get markled. Wait, watch. Or at least Tedros will for sure. But anyways, so I don't think that's funny. I mean, last week they made us crazy. They're like, he's pushing the digital ID under child safety. Then they released the grooming gang reports. And now, boom, and then Harry and Meghan popping up, and then boom, he steps down. I mean, it's been a wild 2 weeks, to say the least. I mean, my goodness. So, how are Harry and Meghan feeling, not knowing that the Markle curse has struck again? Right before they go back to the UK. Harry and Meghan were thrilled to go back to the UK. They were going to go pose for pictures with Starmer. You just know it. Meghan was looking forward to that. Because Meghan thinks that she's the reason for the Child Safety Act, Digital ID. She was taking full credit for that. 1,000%. She thought, Starmer is doing it because I did the lost screens. That's why. She credited herself with that. But bad news for the Matsio politically aligned couple there and pushing their Marxist communism dictatorship on us. Let's find out, how are they doing? How are they hanging now? Not now that everything's backfired on them. Good news. Good news. I'm very happy. It's a very good day. Very good day. Celebrate. Cause for celebration. For sure. Thank goodness for that Markle curse. I gotta tell you, we'd be in big trouble without it. I never thought I would like a curse. I like this curse. It's a good one. Yep. That's it's potent. It's effective, and it just takes them all the enemies out. You just keep doing what you're doing, Harry and Meghan. Keep endorsing the Marxist communists. Please keep doing it. Keep doing it. Go for Ursula von der Leyen next. Endorse her. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna check in here just for some fun. I'm using a deck I haven't used in a while, and go ahead and take a temperature of Hairbrain and Megalodon. They were jumping up and down. They thought they won, and boom, Markle curse struck. Yeah. So how are they feeling? How are they feeling now? What are they gonna do now? They lost their Starmer boy. They lost their ally there. Yeah. Wow. It's wild, isn't it? They're very quiet now. They're very quiet, except for their Meghan coming out on her Sussex Squad account saying, "Understand why people have such a problem with him." That's all they can say. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. This is how they are. They're like, Meghan liked him. What's your problem? So ridiculous. Let's see. Harry and Meghan, how are they holding up under that? I just hope the next one isn't as bad as that one was. I fear, though, because these globalists, they slip in one right after the other. I mean, you got rid of Trudeau, and now you've got Barney, right? I mean, so pray they get another one of those snakes in. Anyhow, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, Harry and Meghan, their buddy there, stepping down, not implementing their digital ID crap from what it seems. So wait and see. How badly are they freaking out? What are they going to do next? All right, let's see. Hi, how are you, Tuppence? How are you? Said as a Brit, I can safely say he was hated for many reasons by most Brits. Markle was a very small part. We're all glad he's gone, and now we await the downfall of his replacement. I'm telling you, I don't know. That Markle curse, it has been very effective. Don't underestimate it. See, that's the mistake people make. Because he was going to step down before and he didn't, and now Harry and Meghan endorse him, and boom, he steps down. I'm just looking at the events one at a time here. Just looking at it objectively. Yes, I'm just very happy he's gone. All right, yeah, he didn't say anything about the grooming gang report. Nobody has anything to say. Nobody in the mainstream media. No one has Harry and Meghan. No one has anything to say about that grooming gang report. Miss Meghan Markle, who's girl power, women, what's a feminist, and all this blah blah blah. What a liar! What a scam! What a Satanist! Anyways, let's see how they're doing now that Keir has stepped down. How are they doing? Let's see what the cards show. General situation. 8 of Cups. Oh, moving on here. So they're just going to keep moving and walking away. They're not going to comment about it. It looks like they're just going to distance themselves. They know from a political perspective, you don't want to align yourself with someone who's just been forced to step down and humiliation there. And so Harry and Meghan don't hang out with losers, so they're just going to be like, oh, damn, and then keep moving. So I am getting a cups card, which you don't often get with a megalodon reading. Very upset here, disappointed, but moving on, moving forward with her Marxist communist agenda and crossing it. Oh, at Knight of Pentacles here, the illusionists. Yeah, they got to keep fighting, and they're certainly got to keep fighting for that digital ID. I'll tell you what. Yeah, keep moving forward. They're gonna be fighting in more ways. Yeah, any ways that they can. But they got to keep the fight going, though. Meghan is not going to stop this fight. This is what she's here for. She's here to bring in the censorship and the digital ID. That's what her and Harry's mission is, apparently, or what it seems they've been doing. So I see they are determined to keep fighting. They are disappointed, but they're just going to keep moving on. One more downed by the Markled curse. They're just going to keep going, moving on. Yeah. So I'm getting two cards that are like, keep it moving, keep, slowly, steadily. They are going to be keeping it moving forward. They're not stopping. They're angry. They're going to keep fighting here. The bottom of the deck, Ace of Scrolls, which is like Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is the Digital ID Act or the Child Safety Act they want to pass. This is victory. This is what they want. They're like, we will win. They want to win. It's and you've got the not the crow. What is that bird again? I'm forgetting the name. I keep messing up. Crows are small and these birds are huge. Big black bird. Raven. It's a raven. An omen of death and destruction. So I see Harry and Meghan, that they're still planning on winning and destroying our freedoms. So they're keeping the fight going for sure. Yeah, they're gonna have to do it in a new way now. It looks like the first is mis and disinformation, then it's child safety. It looks like they might have to move on to a new narrative. Yeah, we'd be screwed without the Harkle curse. Exactly. Exactly. So we need that Harkle curse. That Harkle curse. Woo! This would have been a lot rougher ride without it, I'll tell you what. See, just sit back and wait for the Harkle curse to take effect. Yes. And behind the scenes, how are they doing? Oh, 10 of Scrolls, 10 of Swords. Oh, yeah. They are very, very disappointed. They're feeling devastated, like it's over. They're yeah. This is like the caged in lion here that can't escape. This is like the lion represents, or the tiger here, I should say, it represents Harry and Meghan. They want to come out and eat everybody and destroy them, but they can't. They're penned in now. But they really want to kill everybody for sure. Because that's what censorship brings. Censorship and this whole digital ID system is designed, it's just going to kill people at the end of the day. And that's the whole design of it. And yeah, they're penned in now. They can't. They're with the very powerful globalists like the tiger, but they can't push forward right now. They've been taken out. Their little Keir Starmer has been taken out, and it's a huge defeat for them. So they are devastated behind the scenes for sure, but they're not going to show it because this is at the bottom of the reading where you don't see how they're feeling, what's going on. They're never going to show it. Meghan's going to put on that rictus grin and go to the UK and act like everything's fine when it's not fine with them. They're devastated. Were they surprised? Ooh, love hers. Oh my. Wow. So I'm getting, I think I take it as, wow. I'm not sure what to make of that one. Making a decision. Well, the lovers can be about making a decision, not just, I often see it as, the merger or whatever. In this case, I take it as a huge decision, major decision, of course, major arcana on the world stage. So yes, I think they were surprised by this decision, but they loved him. I'm getting lovers because Harry and Meghan loved Keir Starmer. They loved him. He was bringing in digital ID, child safety. They loved him. And now, boom, right? So they are devastated. They were very shocked by this decision that he had to step down. So wow, so they're definitely devastated here. Yeah, it's a very big surprise. It looks like they found out when everybody else did, and wow, wow, yeah, they loved him. So what are Harry and Meghan expecting now? What are they expecting to do now? Ooh, 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 there's Meghan. Meghan's flipping out. Callie. Meghan is the epitome of Callie. Yeah, if you think of her, she's, besides the horror Babylon and Medusa, she's also Callie, destructive woman here. And yeah, it even looks like her hands. Oh yeah, she's flipping out. She wants to destroy and kill. And you notice she's got the skulls there. She's like, I'm gonna string all you up. She's sticking the Callie sticking her tongue out. Meghan always sticks her tongue out. It's like she can't eat without sticking her tongue out all the time. And even when she's not eating, she's sticking her tongue out at the camera. So that's Meghan. She's pissed. She's like vowing revenge. She's doing her hoodoo voodoo. She is this is major arcana, so she's not stopping. She's like, I am going to destroy you peasants. I am going to put you under this new world order, digital currency, digital, system. You will be destroyed. Harry and Meghan, me and Harry will never stop. We've got the support of George Soros and Obama and Clinton and von der Leyen and all the other Marxist communists, and we're going to destroy you. So Meghan is angrier and more intent than ever, and she is getting together with her other satanic buddies there. And they're doing some major witch work right now. As always, Meghan, she turns to her Santeria Satanism to do the voodoo and do the sacrifices. They're probably going to be sacrificing some babies this time. Maybe the chickens aren't strong enough. I don't know, but Meghan is definitely doing some. She has very high expectations, very high here. She's not giving up. Her and Harry are not giving up. They're defeated right now. Ten of Swords, but and Ten of Swords is also about destroying, right? They want to destroy, and this is what they want to do to us. They want to put us in a cage, right? A digital cage. So yeah, she's for sure. Her and Harry are still hell bent on worldwide domination and destruction. That's not stopping. They're not put off. They're moving on from Keir Starmer, but they're gonna keep fighting. So what are they most worried about or not want? Ace of Mirrors. So the Ace of Cups. Yeah, mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah, so of course Megalodon doesn't want an answer to that question because she knows she's not the fairest of them all. She really is. It is like a fairy tale sometimes, and you do the comparison of Meghan with Catherine and all of that. Meghan is like the evil stepsister, But anyways, that aside, you kind of got a blonde woman there, kind of reminiscent of Princess Diana, right? You can see. So yeah, what's she worried about? What does she not want? What do they not want? And of course, Ace of Cups is like happiness, right? A new life, a new continuing of life and happiness. And of course, she doesn't want that. They don't want people being euphoric. I would say also pertaining to this, they don't want people to be so happy about this. They hate that we're happy about Keir Starmer stepping down. It's a victory for the people against the oligarchs. And Meghan and Harry hate that. They don't want you to be happy. So no doubt she's going to try to come up with something to try to take away that happiness. When everybody was miserable and angry and upset by the digital ID child safety thing that Keir Starmer came out with, Meghan and Harry were loving it. They're vampires. They were just soaking in all the upset of people when, the louche, right? Like David Icke talks about when you get upset, emotional. Harry and Meghan love that. They hate happiness. They're so miserable when people are happy. They can't stand it. So they don't want you happy with this. Don't you dare be happy. Harry and Meghan are saying, What do you say, Tuppence, that we've got digital ID by the back door with the social media ban for 16-year-olds. We all have to prove over 16. So are you in Australia, Tuppence? Because it's not in effect in the UK. It was going to go into effect in January, but it looks like it's not going to happen now because Keir Starmer stepped down. That's what it looks like. They're pushing back against him now. So, but I heard in Australia they're doing it, but then again, the kids get around it somehow. And it's not even like banning you from social media. They're going onto your cell phones and computers and they're copying and snooping into all your pictures and your emails and everything on your computer and on your cell phone. They're looking at it all. They're using AI to get all your data and swoop it up. That's what they're doing. That's what Bill Gates is doing with Microsoft. If you're using Microsoft right now, the AI is taking all of the data, documents, pictures in your computer and putting it up in the cloud. So you have no privacy. That's why I was telling everybody before to go watch the Robert Braxton computer channel on YouTube. He's also on Odyssey. And he's saying to go on Linux, get a Linux computer. You can go to like eBay or wherever, get a cheap, laptop, and just because Linux is very small, amount of space it takes. It's not like Windows that takes all this RAM and everything. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know how I went off on that rant. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's there's still a lot that needs to be reversed for sure. We still have a lot of problems, but this was a big one. This is a big one. And this was, a big one that Harry and Meghan were putting their stake on. Meghan was taking credit for this. I really think she was. And I think that's why they both responded so quickly to Keir Starmer and attempting to implement it, starting in January in the UK. And so what are they hoping for? Ooh, a 10 of stones. 10 of pentacles. Well, they're hoping to, this is a globalist card. You could look at this as. You could look at this as Megalodon, the old lady. But it is a card of wealth, and it's the card of the establishment and the royal family. So I think Harry and Meghan are hoping the royal family is going to save them, going back there, aligning themselves, and along with the other globalists. So that's there now that they have absolutely, Gavin Newsom. Harry and Meghan's best friend, Gavin Newsom, is being investigated by the Department of Justice. So all of Meghan and Harry's allies are going down one by one. So I think that's a major reason they're going back to the royal family and looking for protection there, diplomatic immunity there, it looks like. So that's what they're hoping to do. They're hoping to continue their globalist work and behind the protection of the royal family. So how did Keir Starmer affect Harry and Meghan? How did they see him? Wow, 2 of coins here, 2 of stones. Yeah, he was their little pet bear here. They were fighting. He was fighting their battles for them. They liked him. They thought, he was the man. But he fell down the cliff. He was their bear. He was pushing forward, and boom, went right over that cliff. Yep. Yeah, but minor arcana, so they didn't think much of Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer was merely something that the globalists used. He's low level. Government figures are low level on the totem pole, right? Yeah, they make you sick. Exactly. I agree. Good ship lollipop. Yeah. So, Savannah, you said some very talented young people have unloaded a bunch of stuff about Theo and the private clubs. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah, they all have their secret groups, don't they? They're all just Satanists at the end of the day, in my opinion. They're all together. They're all just one group, regardless of the smaller groups they make. They're all swarming together, right? Yeah. So, wow, Meghan is pissed, but Harry and Meghan are hell bent on destruction. Are they going to get their expectations? Let's find out. What do they got to do next? 10 of Wands. Oh, wow. So they are going to continue the work and they're going to continue plodding along. But I see this is also a finality card. So, like I said, I think this particular work they've been doing with child safety, I think it's going to be coming to an end. You can see he's walking over a crossroads. And you know what happens at the crossroads, right? Yes. That's where Meghan's going. That's where Meghan's, going to do her extra potent spells. So I see them doing, again, I get the idea of spell work and satanic, things that she's going to be doing to empower herself. And I also get that they may be moving on to the next phase of the attack on humanity under a new narrative. I'm sure they have one lined up. So I do see this coming to a close. They're going to continue the work and continue pretending that their lost screens scam that they've been pushing. They're going to be continuing pushing that for a while still, but it looks like they're realizing They're not getting anywhere with this. It's coming to an end. 10 finality number, 10 finality number, tower over here, destruction. So, they lost their lover boy over here who they love so much. They lost, and they're moving on now. They're moving on. They're going to continue fighting, but it's going to have to be in a new way. It looks like they're wrapping this up. And in the long term, wah wah. Five of Swords reversed. Ooh, things getting nasty. A lot of, ooh boy, look out. I think that I see some threats here. I see them doing some really sneaky bullying here, as well as dirty tricks. I see, maybe more attacks, more lies. Wow, really nasty at the tower and the Five of Swords reverse. So things are going to get dirty and dirtier. Harry and Meghan are pissed, and their whole group is pissed. They are going to be getting more nastier. Bringing out their Antifa Sussex squad more, attacking us more, perhaps type of idea. This is like bullying. This is like attacking in a relentless and vicious way and dishonest. So they're going to be trying to sneak things in. They're still going to try to sneak in their tyranny in different ways. And they're going to have to find a new narrative here that they're going to be working on, or they're just going to be outright threatening people into pushing for what they want, pushing for the death and destruction of our freedoms of humanity. Yeah. They're going to get nastier and nastier. Yeah, a lot of tens and aces there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I got two aces for two new beginnings. This is what they don't want. They don't want this ace. They don't want a new beginning. They don't want happiness. And this ace is on the outside. It's on the bottom of the deck. So this was a victory for us, right? But for them, they hate this. They thought they had it sealed, signed, sealed, delivered. They were done with this. Keir Starmer was implementing it, and then boom, he steps down, and now they're like, damn. So they don't like that they have to start something new. And before they do start something new, things are going to get nastier. Things are going to get more vicious. They're going to be getting more lies, more aggravating people. It looks like I see this. You know what I see this as? You see there's a sword going through some papers on top of like a tombstone looking thing. I think that this is Harry and Meghan attacking us through the media, social media, because there's like newspapers and with their tombstones, their law screens. Tombstone could also be just about killing people. We might see more assassination attempts. We've seen quite a few assassination attempts going on in recent history, more than I can ever remember happening. And I'm sure I wouldn't doubt Harry and Meghan are behind it. Remember, it was Harry's birthday. One of the assassination attempts on Trump was on Harry's birthday. I mean, is that a coincidence? I don't think so. And Harry just happened to be giving a speech at the Clinton Foundation with that globalist chef, what is ever his name, Jose Andres or whatever, all of them in it together, all globalists. Yeah, so they're going to be getting nastier here, more evil, more criminal with their, chia pets, intelligence backing there. And, they love just attacking anyone who criticizes Harry and Meghan, knows what's going on. Three of Cups. Gossip. I see a lot of lies. They're going to be attacking through the use of gossip. So look out for nasty gossiping and lies coming out. They're going to be spreading a lot of, Harry and Meghan, just like the government spreads the most mis and disinformation, right? So they're going to be doing more of it. They're going to be spreading out more lies to try to, get people in trouble, try to create more upsets because they're angry. So they're going to be doing all kinds of nasty, dirty tricks here with information in particular. Yeah. Three of Cups is a group working together. Harry and Meghan are working with others. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune here. Unexpected, new. They're going to be moving on to something new that you won't expect. And of course, we never expected them to go back to the UK. So there's one unexpected thing. So I do see a new beginning for them. That's going to be surprising. Suddenly, Harry and Meghan don't think the royal family is racist anymore. No, you just misunderstood them. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's gonna be surprising. Major Arcana on the world stage. Yeah, look out. They're going to be getting nastier first before things get nicer. I'll tell you what. At least they're never going to be nice, actually. They're always going to be evil. Evil AF for sure. That is Meghan Markle. Yeah. So very upset. I got one, two, three cups. I normally don't get any cups with Meghan's readings. I've noticed that very rarely do I get cups with her. Very emotional here, very unhappy of this or this departure, the ending of Keir Starmer. Yeah. So look out. They're not done yet. And, Harry and Meghan are not going to stop until you take them out. That's all I got to say. All right. So there you have it. That is what I see for how Harry and Meghan are handling losing Keir Starmer, the latest victim of being the Markle curse. So I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.